Army bosses told less shouting, more David Beckham to protect fresh-faced recruits. I can tell you now, if you are leading in the military, if you are leading in a war zone, if you are leading in a crisis, you absolutely have to be more like
3, 2, 1, pack.
This article was released in the UK last week, has generated a lot of online discussion about what kind of leadership a military needs. Do we need different leaders in wartime or peacetime? Is military leadership different than corporate leadership? So I thought I'd weigh in on this debate because people are very confused about this issue. Fundamentally because people are confused about leadership. Most of you get promoted in your early 20s and then you move into a leadership role. For the rest of your life, your success is predicated on your team's performance and how well you lead, but you've never been given any quality leadership training. Leadership is very misunderstood. Most books you read on leadership are actually books on management. So I thought we'd start off with some basic fundamentals. Go to the ADF Leadership Manual, download a copy. It's a fantastic resource for leaders of all seniorities. The Australian Defence Forces Leadership Manual. I'll put a link to this PDF version in the description below. I highly recommend, if you are a leader, download it. Let's start off with the definition of leadership drawn straight out of that ADF Leadership Manual. Leadership is the art of positively influencing a group towards achieving a common goal. Let's say it again. Leadership is the art of positively influencing a group towards achieving a goal. That is what leadership is. So then if we look at Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, we can see that he's not leading. He's not a leader in that role. He may be a good leader, but certainly as he was portrayed in Full Metal Jacket, he's not a leader. He is performing a very specific job, which all militaries generally do with new recruits. He's breaking down those recruits. He is teaching them that they as individuals are not as important as the team. The team must come first. He's developing confidence. He's developing discipline, physical and mental resilience. He's not leading. So let's not confuse what we see in Full Metal Jacket from the drill instructor with leadership. So then we look at what do we need to do as leaders? Well, fundamentally, there's 3 distinct roles that we all have as leaders, and the ADF Leadership Manual describes these very, very well. And this is what they say. The 3 roles of being the boss. Firstly, we have leadership. Leadership, like we said, is the art of positively influencing a group towards achieving a goal. We then have command. Command is the power that is inherent in our position, which we must exercise. So if we are a CEO, we have certain powers which we must exercise appropriately to lead that organization effectively. As an airline captain, the command part of my role is signing for the airplane. It's exercising my right to have a passenger put in handcuffs and taken off by security. It's exercising my power to divert the airplane to a safe airfield if I deem that that's appropriate. So that's command. Each of you in your leadership role will have an element of command which comes with your job title. We then have management. Management is the science behind getting the job done. Management is setting objectives, it's setting timelines, it's allocating resources, it's monitoring workflows. And this is what most leadership books actually focus on. Mostly management and a little bit of command, but not much leadership. Leadership is the one that is most misunderstood, and it's the most important for team performance. So going back to our initial question, what kind of a leader do we need in wartime? What kind of leaders do we need to bring us through crises? We need a leader that can function effectively in those 3 roles, command, management, and leadership. A leader that can move in and out of those roles as the situation dictates. But in a crisis or in a war, that positively influencing our team, which is so critical, maybe requires some more creativity and some more thought by us. We need to be able to inspire our team, and that becomes an important part of leading during a crisis. We look at Winston Churchill, we look at Napoleon, and I'm sure when Hannibal brought his boys over the Alps and defeated the Romans, those 3 leaders were able to inspire. So that leadership role then became a lot more important. So we need inspirational leaders. So would David Beckham have been a decent leader in wartime, in the military? Do we want our military leaders to be David Beckham-esque? And I would answer that he seems to be able to function in all three of those leadership roles. He's successfully led a national football team. He's been successful in his business endeavours, which involves motivating a team. So be in no doubt, military leaders are far more like David Beckham than Gunnery Sergeant Hartman from Full Metal Jacket. Leadership is about people. It's about motivating people. And the same leadership that Hannibal used thousands of years ago is the same leadership that Napoleon used, which is the same leadership that Churchill used. It's the same leadership that Kennedy used when he told the American people he would put a man on the moon. Leadership does not change because it is about human behavior and it's about motivating people. So be in no doubt that we certainly need leaders to be more like David Beckham and a lot less like Gunnery Sergeant Hartman.